Now let's implement support for the standard material. After collecting all the objects in the scene, we're going to define a new array called the materials, and we'll go through all the objects in the objects array and grab their material. The mat is equal to the material of the current object. We'll also initialize a map variable to undefined in the beginning. We're going to ask for the class of the current material, and at this point define two cases. The one is when the class is standard, and the other one, all the other cases, that's the default. The case expression is going to be evaluated, class of the mat. This is similar to having multiple ifs. In this case, the result of the expression is going to be compared to the different cases listed in the body of the case statement. The default case is special case that is part of the case of expression, and it's being evaluated when the class of the mat, in this case expression, doesn't match any of the possible cases. So if we have a standard material, the code inside this body is going to be evaluated. If the class is anything else, that means braid trace material, multi-sub and so on, the default case is going to be evaluated. In the case of the default, we're just going to use the wireframe color at this point. So first, let's define the map variable. If the material diffuse map channel is equal to undefined, then we'll return undefined, and that means that the value of the map is going to be set to undefined again. Otherwise, that means if there is something in the channel, we'll have to see what map is there. First, we check to see if the diffuse map is actually a bitmap texture class. In that case, we're going to open the bitmap from the material diffuse map using the file name stored in the bitmap texture. If that's not the case, that means if some procedural map has been assigned to the diffuse channel, we're going to generate a bitmap using the random map function. We'll take the diffuse map and create a new 2D texture. As long as the map is using UV coordinates and not object space, it's going to be rendered as if it was a bitmap texture on disk. After performing those checks, we're going to append to the materials array a new subarray, which will contain the materials ambient color, the materials diffuse color, the materials specular color, the materials glossiness, the material specular level. Since the specular level is scaled in the case of the standard material, we're going to reduce it down in order to get some meaningful results. And finally, we'll store the map that we figured out in the previous code as the last.